Hello everyone. So friends, in our previous lecture we saw that how we can create a fake test double using Mockito framework. We saw a basic demonstration of Mockito.mock method, when and then return method. So friends, in this lecture we'll see that how we can use the Mockito framework to create the dummy test double. So friends, when we created the dummy test double manually, we saw that when we tested find number of books method on the book service class, it only used the book repository, but our book service had these two dependencies. So we created the email service as a dummy email service, which was nothing but a dummy object, because in order to use book service in this constructor we had to pass book repository as well the email service. We were testing find number of books which only use book repository, but we had to create this email service. So what we did was we created a dummy test double for this email service to just make the compiler happy, because if we don't provide email service to this constructor, the compiler will not compile this code. So the dummy test double comes into picture only to satisfy compiler. We only wanted to use book repository, but as book service had these two dependencies, we had to create a dummy test double for this email service. So friends, in this lecture we'll see that how we can use Mockito framework to create this dummy email service. We had to provide this send email method which email service had, and we had to provide that this send email method shouldn't get called because we are not using this dummy email service to test book service find number of books method. So we also provided an assertion error here, that if by chance this is called, then simply throw an assertion error that method not implemented. So friends, this was the manual effort, and in our previous lecture we also saw that how we can use Mockito to create this fake book repository. So here we won't need this fake book repository also. We'll simply use Mockito to create this both stuff for us. So here I will be creating one test method. We'll give it a name as demo dummy with Mockito. So friends, in our previous lecture we used Mockito to create the fake test double for the fake book repository. So here I will be simply using this code in our demo dummy with Mockito method, because I had to only demonstrate that how we can use Mockito framework to create the dummy test double, which is nothing but creating the dummy email service. So here we'll import Mockito.mock method, and we'll import Mockito.when. So friends, demonstration of this test case we already saw in our fake test method. So here what we are doing is, now as we know that we can create fake test double using Mockito, so we used this stuff, and here you can see the compiler is crying because it also requires the email service. So here we know that we can also provide it via manually creating this dummy email service, which we already did in our previous lectures. But here we'll simply use Mockito framework to create a dummy email service for us. So we'll simply do email service, and to create a dummy test double using Mockito is very simple. We can simply use mock method, which we already did it here. We need to simply provide the class name, so email service dot class. So that's it. We have created a dummy test double using Mockito, and now we'll simply pass it here. And friends, rest of the test case is very similar to this, which we already discussed in our previous lecture. So here we only wanted to satisfy compiler by creating this dummy test double using Mockito. If I run the test case now, so here you can see the test case got executed successfully. So friend, in this lecture we saw that how we can create a dummy test double using Mockito. In our next lecture, we'll see the rest of the test doubles one by one. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.